Hello and welcome to this tutorial on SharePoint Library Services. As with most document repositories, SharePoint offers the following library services that we'll walk through today, such as version history and check-in and check-out. Let's start by looking at a SharePoint library that is utilizing version control. So if I click on Library, go into Library Settings, and drill down into Versioning Settings, here we can see the different configuration options. I have content approval, which means content in the system won't be available to others until it's been officially approved. Then I have document version history. Here I have the ability to set both major, minor versions, as well as the number of versions and drafts to keep in the system. Then I have draft item security. Here I have the ability to set what users would actually be able to see items that are in draft mode. And the last section is require checkout. Here, users would not be able to edit any content until they've officially checked it out of the system. So if we go back into the library and view the document in there, we can see that this one document is already at version 11. If I come down here, I can see the version history. I can click on any one of these versions and I would be able to do a view, restore, or delete to that specific version. If we open up this document inside of Word, and go into the Backstage view, Word will also show me all of the versions inside of the system. I can also right-click on any one of these versions and I can open it, an old version, I can delete a version, I can even do a comparison to the current version. So if I do a comparison, here you can see I get a red line comparison of the document's current state versus the version that I clicked on. So if we close this out, and we come back to the document itself, make a change, save it back to the system. If we take a look here, we can see we're now at version 12. Come into SharePoint. We'll also see that this document is at version 12. Now if we move over to another library that has only minor versions enabled, go into that and see those settings. Not only does this library have major and minor turned on, but I'm also going to walk through the scenario where draft item level security is placed on this document library. So only users who can edit content will actually see the draft. So if we go into the minor versions, we look at this particular document. We're at version 2 here. If we edit this document in Word, save it back into the system. Now this document is at version 2.1. If I open up another browser for a user who doesn't have permissions to see the draft, we can see here, Katie can only see version 2 of the document because she doesn't have permission to see drafts. The next library we'll take a look at is one where content approval is configured. So here we can see we have two documents. One is at version 1 and the approval status is pending. One is at version 3 and the approval status is also pending here. Version 3, I can come into the version history and I can see there is a approved version 2. So if we open up the browser again for Katie, we take a look at content approval, we'll see that she can see the one document that has version 2 approved, but she cannot see version 3 of this document, and nor can she see version 1 of the other document. Next, let's go to the user experience when checkout is required. So if I highlight this document and I open it up in Word, here we can see the user is notified that this document needs to be checked out before they can make any changes. So if we check it out, make an update, we can now come into the Backstage view and we can check it into the system, add comments if we wish. And now it's been checked in and the user is notified that it's no longer checked out to them. If we come back to the require checkout library, we can see that the library's also updated this document to version 3. The last topic I wanted to cover is document sets. There's a lot of functionality that document sets bring to SharePoint. The basic concept of a document set is it's a container where you can have properties on the container itself and documents inside of the container. Here you can see inside of this document set, I've got 4 documents, each had different versions. The nice thing with a document set, you can capture a snapshot of the package at any point in time. So if I come up to Manage and I look at version history, we can see that there are 3 versions of this document set. Each version of the document set has the individual documents at different stages throughout the process. So this concludes our discussion on SharePoint Library Services. Thank you. Feel free to reach out to us and see how we can help you like we've helped our other clients.